Yeah, hi.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Alok Verma, and I am going to start this amazing session right now. So, welcome everybody, wherever you are. Welcome to the session right now. We are back here today, and it's the second session of the day, and this is amazing work which is happening with legends. Today, our guest is joining us all the way from Mumbai, and he is a person who cares deeply, he shows care, and he likes to hurt as well. His name is Abhijit Sanzgiri, and we will understand how he hurts and cares at the same time. So please welcome Abhijit to this session. Abhijit, welcome here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to the show. It's my pleasure and privilege to be amongst you and just speaking. Thanks.
And Abhijit, you have to, forgive me for giving a very funny or weird introduction because I've not said anything about what you do. Because I know
Okay.
the people who are watching can go on LinkedIn and find you out, and definitely they will do that. But I really wanted to start in a very interesting way. So, Abhijit, let's
Yeah.
start the session and use the maximum time which we have. Let me ask you one thing to start with. What
Yeah.
has been the mission of your life?
So as I said, my mission is, which you said, is to hurt people. And when I mean hurting people or to hurt people is being helpful, useful, and relevant with trust. And it's not just hurt; it's hurt mad. It's to make a difference. So that's my mission in life. So
Wow,
you are known only for what you do, how you help others, and that's been my mission throughout.
that's lovely. Can you repeat what hurt and mad means once again?
Hurt means to be helpful, useful, and relevant with trust to make a difference.
Wow. Wow. To make a difference. I guess this is what we are doing in the Circle of Legends. In some way, we're trying to bring everybody from the world and stand for one single cause. The cause is like, how can we use technology, which is there all for all of us now, for something better for the mankind? And I guess it is
Yes.
such an alignment which we have in this here. So, Abhijit, this is our life is full of so many learnings. We always go ahead and learn with something which is happening around us. If I may ask, what has been the biggest learning of your life from a mistake or an incident? What will that be?
So, the biggest incident in life, from whatever it started at the time when I was not mature enough to know what it is, but what I've always done is to just go with the flow with positivity and optimism, and always believing that the best is yet to come. So the biggest lesson is when you just go with the flow, you are
Mm.
positive, you are happy, you back yourself, you back your abilities, you're faithful with the small, the big will always follow. I think that's been the simple mantra which I've followed, and you stay in focus, be persistent, be disciplined. Simple virtues. I think you need not be an extraordinary intellect with a very high IQ. I think a lot of other simple skills matter, and that's what is my biggest lesson which I've learned in life. And the main is trust people. People trust people.
Actually, this is so beautiful, what you just said. That one, even if you're small, the big will one day fall. This is
Yeah.
a very. In fact, I remember one day I was having a conversation with Darshan ji, and we were planning to invite some very big celebrities in our platform. And I said that I don't know if they will agree to it or if they come down and meet us here. And he said a very interesting thing. He said that we don't have brand, we don't have investment. We are a people who are working like an NGO here. We're not asking for money, but we have the power of people. When we have people with us, so tomorrow if we have 1 lakh people with us, a lot of people would like to join us, and that is in itself powerful. You don't need to be highly qualified. Simplicity can also get us where we want to go in life.
Yes. Obviously. Yes.
And that's a
Agree
great
on that.
lesson. And it is also relevant for a lot of people who really sometimes feel that they are not good enough. They have more to attain. And I think what you said is that you don't need to be complex at all the times. Simplicity is also something which you
Agreed
can.
virtue. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
And Abhijit, I would really want to understand from you because I was reading about you and I saw that you do talk about a lot of risk and de-risking as
Yeah.
well. We are in little uncertain times because of many different reasons. How can we de-risk our life? If you can give some comments on that.
So one is one needs to understand what risks actually we face, and by risks I mean in whatever we do, there is always a possibility that something could go wrong, and anything can go wrong at any point of time. So one needs to be prepared, one needs to be proactive, one needs to anticipate, and one needs to manage risks in an absolute simple structured manner. I think we all know what risks are. The only
Hmm.
thing we don't do is approach this in a structured manner. So we react, and we take decisions with incomplete information, and most of the times we react out of our gut and our instinct. And again, that's not wrong, because if there's something which is absolutely not in your radar, you'll have to basically just go with the flow, as I said, and at that moment. But if you are proactive, you are prepared, you could be able to manage it much better. So that's what risk management is all about. It primarily starts with risk identification,
Hmm.
and it starts with knowing what your risk appetite is and knowing what your risk tolerance is. So these are very critical terms in risk management: knowing what your risk appetite and what your risk tolerance is, and your absolute risk, theoretically what we call it as the gross risk or the inherent risk, has to be within your risk appetite. And
Hmm.
finally, the gaps, after all the controls you have put in place, the gaps, the threats, or the vulnerabilities which you would face have to be within your risk tolerance. It's as simple as that. So one
Wow.
needs to do at any point of time a gap analysis of one's life. What are the
Hmm.
gaps? And technically, you could give any other words. You could do call it as a SWOT analysis. You
Hmm.
could call it as an urgency versus important exercise, as far as that's concerned. You could call it as maybe the Johari's window with the blind spots which you don't know, getting feedbacks. It could be anything, but in the end, it's just about managing it effectively and efficiently to one's
Hmm.
competitive advantage. And risk is the biggest differentiator as far as profitability or being in absolute command, control, confidence of things.
Wow. In fact, Abhijit, you would be surprised to know that yesterday, when I was having a conversation with Eldin Hasa, who is a success coach who joined us from London, we spoke
Yeah.
about risk in a very different way. What he said is that, sometimes the risk in our life, what we feel is, pressing us down is not a real risk, it's a perceived risk. Because
Yeah.
in our mind, we are thinking of all those moments where things have not worked out. Probably it has never happened with us, it has happened probably in our imagination. They are not real. But
Yes,
again,
I
it
agree.
stops us from the movement.
Agree. So it's there's a classic quote which says that ships are the safest when they are in the harbor, but that's not what ships are meant for. So
Wait, no.
so that explains that in just one quote. The other part, what we also fail to do is that when we are acting on something, we don't prioritize. Then there are many issues which are pending. So one needs to do an impact analysis, and based
Hmm.
on that impact analysis, because every risk will take time, will take effort to de-risk. So whatever is the most pressing risk is one which you need to tackle it first. So that's how it's a simple process which
Actually,
you make. And the other thing what people do is they just treat the transaction. So
hmm.
if there is a transactional event, they will cure the transaction. They'll not go to the root cause and find out why it happens and do things to ensure that it does not happen again. So there's again a classic risk theory called the cow fell in the ditch theory. So when a cow
Hmm.
falls in the ditch, the first thing you do is to get the cow out of the ditch.
Yeah.
99% of the people will do that and stop at that. But why
Yes.
did the cow fall in the ditch in the first
Cover
place?
it.
And what are you doing to ensure that she does not fall again?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what the last step is missing. So, though even
Mhm.
you find out why she fell in, you think, yes, okay, she's fallen first time, she may not fall for the second time. But that's where where we make the mistake, and that's what we don't do. We don't go to the root cause, find out why, and correct the why. So if you found out the why, you can do anything anyhow. So that's it. Go find the why.
And this reminds me, Abhijit, of the whole theory of important versus urgent by
Urgent. Yeah.
most of the times, and I can completely relate to this in my corporate career. I have seen this in action. Most of the time, the team is busy firefighting of what has happened. Let's close it.
Yes.
Come
Yes.
around.
Yes.
Right? Where is the fire coming from? What is happening? If you are busy with the urgent, you would never fix the important. And if you don't fix
Yes.
the important, urgent keeps happening again and again and again.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
beautiful.
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Yes. So Abhijit, I want to really know because you have so much experience. You are a chartered accountant as well. You are a lawyer as well. You are helping others to get heard and care at the same time. How are you actually helping the community, helping the society, helping the world?
So one is I speak a lot. Wherever
Mm.
I speak, I share my experiences because everyone I believe has experiences, has his own learnings, and you could basically at the early stages of a professional career help people avoid that and fast track. And I always believe there are three ways in which one can always fast track his career. One is to have a mentor or a coach. One is
Hmm.
to have a mastermind, so something your circle of legends can be a great mastermind for every professional. And the third is have an accountability partner who will monitor and track your progress and ensure that you don't deviate. So having these three things in life is extremely important. So I play my part in sharing my experiences wherever and whenever I can, maybe in speaking platforms or maybe even on LinkedIn where I interact quite exhaustively, and whoever is in my circle of connects or followers, and if I see if there's anything which they can improve on, I would go out of the way and ask permission to give a feedback, and that's absolutely essential. You ask permission to give feedback, and only if you have the permission you give a feedback, and maybe brainstorm for each one's better. I think there's a lot to learn from everyone, and you constantly learn, unlearn, relearn,
Yes,
upskill, upgrade all the time. So that's
absolutely.
whatever I know and I can share, I really do that.
Great. I think that's a very beautiful way in helping others because that means a lot that you're going ahead and finding people and helping them, speaking them and guiding them as well. Abhijit, so I think we had a great conversation today in this
Yeah.
limited time we had, but I really want you to give a message, if any message you want to give to the audience before we close, Abhijit.
So, one message which I would like to give everybody is that everybody is abundant enough. Now, there would be various affirmations said on that, but that's actually true. It's
Mm.
believe in your abilities, back your abilities, and whenever you are in a problem, ask for help. The world is full of givers. There are people who are willing to help all the time. And the worst, which I say always, which can happen on the downside, is people may refuse to help, and you may not be worse off than where you were at the first instance. But if somebody actually helps you, you would be better, and you would also be pleasantly surprised by the kindness and the gratitude which is there, the empathy which is there in people, and that's on offer. So just believe in yourself, and if in case you need any help, you need any support, you need any guidance or mentoring, ask for it. I think it's always ask for help, and if you are in a position to help, always be of help. So it's always create win-win situations in life. I always believe in that.
This is so strong, and I've sent it in my videos earlier. Guys, if you need help, go and ask for it. If you don't ask for it, there are people waiting to provide it but they would never come to know who you are.
Yes,
How would they
definitely. Yes.
go free enough? That is the lesson of the day. I guess thank you so much. And we have a beautiful message here from Swati says, universe is abundant. Yes,
Absolutely, I agree completely with Swati. It's full of abundance. It's just that you need to grab it. It's always
exactly.
there for the taking. Yeah.
And the best things in the world absolutely come free, but you have to just have the right approach to get them. Great. So
Sure.
thank you so much, Abhijit ji. It was a wonderful conversation with you. I really
Thank you.
learned a
Thank you.
lot
I
from
also
you.
appreciate. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Thank you.